Hello everyone, welcome to Law Simple, Pure and to the Core. Dr. Vaishali here. In today's lecture, we are going to learn concept of consideration under Indian Contract Act. This topic is really good for scoring. You can get good marks in this topic. It can be asked under various heads like what is the concept of consideration under Indian Contract Act, or what is quid pro quo, or agreements without consideration are void, or what is the concept of something in return of something, or they can ask some case laws like Chinnaya versus Ramaya and so on. So stay tuned. uh, After this lecture, I'll be teaching entire contract law, contract 1 as well as contract 2, followed by company law. After that, I'm planning to cover each and every law subject like criminal law, criminology, Indian Penal Code, evidence, interpretation of statutes, jurisprudence, constitutional law, and so on. So please stay tuned for all my lectures and please like and subscribe. As you know, I stay in US, I work here, but just for the benefit of my Indian students, I run this YouTube channel. So please motivate me by your likes and comments and your subscriptions. So stay tuned and let us learn the concept of consideration under Indian Contract Act. We'll go through introduction of this concept. Next thing, we'll see what is the definition of this, then different elements of the definition and types of considerations, then exceptions to the doctrine of consideration, some case laws, and then we'll conclude. This is a very easy topic. You can easily understand and you can score well in this topic. So what is the meaning of consideration? Something in return of something. In contract, there are two parties. One party makes an offer, other party accepts the offer. For example, A wants to sell this remote to B for this AirPods. So this remote is a consideration for B because B is getting this remote, and AirPods is a consideration for A because A is getting these AirPods. Usually other party gets money because money is involved in our economy. So earlier in barter system, these were acted as a consideration. Now usually the consideration is in form of money, but again there are exceptions. So what is the definition of consideration? Section 2D of Indian Contract Act defines consideration when at the desire of the promisor. It means it should come from the party who is making an offer or the promisor. The promisee means the other party. So in contract there are two parties, promisor and promisee. When at the desire of the promisor, the promisee or any other person, okay, has done or abstained from doing, past act, or does or abstain from doing, present act, or promises to do or abstain from doing, future act. Such act or abstinence or promise is called consideration for the promise. So how many elements are there? Number one, it should come from the promisor who is making the promise. It should move at his desire. Second thing, it can be an act or abstinence, means to do something or not to do something. For example, A is telling B that I want to sell you my horse for 10,000 rupees. Okay, so this is doing something. He is selling his horse. Second, there is an agreement between A and B to sell A's horse to B. But A is not able to deliver the horse to B on a certain date. So A goes to B and tells him that my horse is sick. He is undergoing a treatment. I will sell this horse to you as soon as he gets well. But please do not sue me in a court of law. I will pay you 10,000 rupees, or I will give you 10,000 rupees discount, and B agrees that he will not sue A in a court of law. So this acts as a consideration. So doing something or not doing something acts as a consideration. So it can be a negative or positive. So consideration can be of two types, negative act or a positive act. Next thing, the consideration may move from promisee or any other party also. Okay. Number 4, consideration may be past or present or future. Past consideration means suppose A and B, two parties are there. A is a kind-hearted person and he paid B certain money for his education without any expectation. After some years, B goes to A and tells him that I owe these many properties and I want to give you a part of my property because you paid for my education in past. So this acts as a valid consideration. It can be present. It means A goes to B and tells him I want to sell you my horse for 10,000 rupees and B agrees. So this is a present consideration. And then future consideration. A and B, two parties are there. A is a customer, B is a horse breeder, but A wants a typical type of horse. So A goes and tells B that I will pay you 50,000 rupees today, and you are going to breed a horse which I want, and then you are going to give that horse to me in future at during this period of time. So this is a future consideration and it is a valid consideration. Next thing, consideration should not be adequate but it should be real. For example, A goes to B and tells him that you are a good friend of mine. I want to give you my horse to you for 1 rupee. So this acts as a good consideration. Okay, but it should be real. It should not be something which is not possible. For example, A goes and tells B that you pay me 10,000 rupees, I will put life in your dead horse body. So this is not a real consideration. So consideration need not be adequate, but it should be actual or real. Types of consideration: executed or executory. Executed means for the past act, which we already discussed, and executory means for a future act or for a promise. Again, past consideration, present consideration, and future consideration. So see, everything is there in the definition of consideration itself. You just have to break the definition in parts and then you have to explain the definition one by one. Next important point is consideration must be lawful. It should not be an act which is forbidden by law, or it should not cause injury to a person or property of another person, and it should not be immoral or opposed to public policy. For example, A tells B that I will pay you 50,000 rupees and you enter into prostitution. So such type of agreements are banned by law. So consideration must be lawful. It should fit itself within the four corners of law. Otherwise, it's not a valid consideration. There is a case law of Chinnaya versus Ramaya, mother and daughter case law. So mother gave all her land to her daughter and he told her that I'm transferring all my property to you, but you will pay certain amount of money to your uncle, and then I will give you the entire property. So daughter agreed and she gave some money to uncle for some years. After that, she stopped paying uncle. So uncle went to a court of law. So she said that there is no consideration which is moved from uncle to me, but court provided that agreement is between mother and daughter, and mother's love for uncle is a consideration for that, and daughter agreed to that, and hence in this case no new consideration is needed. This is a past consideration which comes out of natural love and affection, and this is a valid consideration under Indian Contract Act. Agreements without consideration are void, but there are certain exceptions to this doctrine. One is promise made on account of natural love and affection. Example, there is an agreement between husband and wife that husband will pay 10,000 rupees to wife every month, and they registered this deed. So this comes, a wife is not giving anything in return of that, like anything which can be counted like in form of money, but it comes out of natural love and affection. So this agreement is valid under Indian Contract Act. Second thing, promise to compensate for voluntary services. When a promise is made to compensate for voluntary services, for example, A's house caught fire and B went there and he rescued A and his wife from that fire, and B agreed that I will pay you 15,000 rupees for this act. So this is a consideration which came out of voluntary services and it is recognized under Indian Contract Act. Then contract of agency is an exception. Consideration is necessary to create agency. And next exception is complete gift. No consideration, no contract is not applicable in case of gift or completed gift. So this is again an exception to the doctrine of consideration. So these are the points which you are expected to cover under doctrine of consideration: meaning or introduction, then definition, split the definition one by one, explain each and every point which is involved in definition. Afterwards, give different types of consideration, provide appropriate examples, and then mention which are the exceptions to this doctrine. I want to I want to explain all the case laws which are there in Indian Contract Act under a separate lecture. Please comment in a comment box below, and please like this video and please motivate me for next videos. That's it for the day. Stay tuned till my next lecture. Goodbye and good luck.